Hello and welcome to this Long Island Weather Alert. We are dealing with wildfire smoke, mostly at the upper levels. And you can see this is what it would look like this morning. You can see that there were some clear skies a little further to the north of New England. We're kind of on the edge of it. So yeah, it kind of goes like into bands and stuff, and then there was some areas where it wasn't as dense. Looking at the satellite as the sun is going down, you could see still a good amount of wildfire smoke around. Streaming down pretty much, so I don't think we're gonna see any really nice blue skies today. We did have some blue sky in the afternoon, however, some. Let's show you some blue sky. It was some, but you still see there was a bit of a haze to it, but there was definitely some. But definitely notice the haze as well in the sky. We had a lot of it wasn't completely clear today. We had a lot of stratocumulus clouds that popped up during the afternoon, but definitely toward the evening as the sun was going down. Definitely very noticeable. You could see the haze as the sun was getting lower in the sky. That's all wildfire smoke. So, and maybe there were a few high clouds around, but mostly smoke at that point. And you can see again the cumulus that popped up and the stratocumulus that popped up throughout the day today. So let's look at what we got going on. Well, before we get started, we'll look at what was going on now, and then we'll go to the June climate statistics because we have them. So right now, temperatures, it's not a bad night out there. It's pretty comfortable, upper 50s. So most of you can turn off the air conditioner. Upper 50s, 59 at Farmingdale, dew point 48. But unfortunately, that is not the case in the alley where it is 60, almost 66 degrees, still in the alley, 66 degrees. Yep, I know.
Oh, I hate this place!
Ridiculous. That's like 7 degrees warmer than the outside air temperature. Ridiculous. That's even warmer than LaGuardia, which is 63 right now, and 62 in Central Park. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That alley from hell, I'm telling you. This is not a... All right, don't complain. So let's see. Temperatures mid-50s. It looks like it's cooled off and a little radiational cooling there, perhaps. There could be some lighter winds tonight, I guess. I'll go over the daily statistics first across the area. We got into the 70s today, for the most part. Sea breezes did cool things off later. And overnight, we got down into the 40s. Yeah, I was able to keep the AC off last night. Probably the last night we're going to be able to do it. 39 at West Hampton, it got down to. Let's see what kind of radiational cooling in Jersey. Not quite as impressive, but 40s. But I don't think it's going to get quite that cold tonight. So let's go over the June statistics for, the May statistics. I might have said June by accident. The May statistics for islip here. The May climate statistics here. Let's go to our... So our average maximum was 69.1. That is 0.8 degrees above the normal of 68.3. Our average minimum was 53.7. That's almost 3 degrees above the normal of 50.8, which indicates we had a lot of cloudy nights, which kept temperatures higher. The mean was 61.4, and that is almost 2 degrees above the normal of 59.5. Precipitation, we had 4.67 inches of rain. That is 1.39 inches above normal. The normal is 3.28. And if we go down to the bottom here, you'll see that we had how many days with rain? 19 days with light rain, 4 days with heavy rain. So it rained most of the month. Most days we had precipitation. In May, it was a very wet, dreary, one of the worst, dreariest Mays I can ever remember. But obviously we were in a drought, so it did make up for that. Let's go look at the islip, at the Central Park one. See, this place just messes with my brain because there's much more bigger departure in the precipitation there, 6.58. The normal is 3.96. So there were 2.62 inches, almost double the amount of rainfall that you would normally have. Actually, over double the amount of rainfall that you would have in May. So quite a lot of days. It was just a wet, dreary month. But, Central Park was a little bit below normal temperature-wise, which is certainly interesting. So some sites were below, some sites were above. We kind of went over this last night, but I wanted to go over this because it has all the, and again, 19 days with light rain, 18 days with fog. Yeah, there was a lot of sucky drizzle and fog around, too. So, 10 days with rain. I mean, just what a crappy May it was. Just awful. Awful. We'll look at JFK as well. Average maximum at JFK was 70.1. The normal 68.4. It's 1.7 degrees above normal. The average minimum 55.1. 2.6 degrees above normal. And the mean 62.6 is 2.1 degrees above normal. Again, the biggest departure was at night because of all the cloudy nights we had. And 4.43 inches of rain, which is above the normal 3.66. So a very wet, miserable May it was. Now we go into June where at least it's not raining, but now we're dealing with all this wildfire smoke. We'll go and we'll just go over our climate statistics for the day at Islip before we get back into talking about the smoke. But high of 69 and a low of 51. Still 6 degrees, 4 degrees below normal. So it didn't even hit 70 at Islip. Central Park only got up to 66. Is this right? This is not right. Yeah, that's yesterday's. Okay, so we don't have today's daily climate report. All right. So, plenty of smoke around. Let's go to the CONUS view. And you'll see all the smoke. There's mainly over the east. There's more storminess and severe weather in the Midwest again, but we're just dealing with the smoke, and that's the main hazard we're going to be dealing with. Just smoke, mostly at upper levels of the atmosphere, but there is the smoke up there. It will not be a repeat of 2023. Not yet. Not this week. But down the line, it could be a repeat of 2023. Let's look at Canada. You can see it looks like a storm is coming in. And maybe it's bringing some rain to some of these areas where the fires are. But I seriously doubt it. I think it's just going to kick up the wind here. I don't think we're seeing a lot of rain in this area. I think this storm is just kicking up the wind, and if we go to GLM flash intensity, it could even be some lightning in here, which could start additional fires. So there are some thunderstorms here, and maybe some rain, but with that will also come some wind, and that's probably going to exacerbate the fire situation up there, make it worse. You can see going to the weather map, we have fair weather. We won't have, the only weather alert that we are watching for is the smoke. That is what we are dealing with right now. Let's go to the MODIS satellite view. So again, you can see the storm. This is going to kick up the winds. You can see, look at how the winds are kicking up where those wildfires are. That's going to cause the fires to get a lot worse and put out more smoke. Down the line, we could be dealing with much more smoke. So I say down the line. I don't think we see it this week, but down the line we could definitely see. Or you can see here's the smoke again in our area. And all the cumulus that popped up over us too today. So it wasn't completely clear. You had the smoke and you had that as well. We'll go to the smoke today and we'll just talk about the general weather pattern that we're going to have for this week. And again, high pressure is in control. The only hazard we deal with is smoke and increasing warmth, and we really don't deal with chances of precipitation and thunderstorms until we get toward the end of the week. And I'll have to be back with the next weather alert. So let's go and look at the HRRR first. Obviously, there will not be any precipitation here. No precipitation. But I'll just show you the dew points and wind flow as we head overnight. I don't think it's going to be as cool tonight as it was last night. And then for tomorrow, these are the dew points, by the way. All right, so you see the dew points actually came up a little bit, but they drop again tomorrow during the day. So it'll still be comfortable, low humidity, light winds, but it will be warmer. And then we start establishing more of that southwest flow, the south flow, as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, and that's when things are going to start heating up more. Tomorrow probably be fairly comfortable without heating up. So air temperatures tonight probably drop back into the 50s and maybe some 40s in the Pine Barrens, my alley. It'll probably won't cool off. I'll just have to have the AC going. And tomorrow, you'll see it will be warmer than today. We'll have highs in the mid-70s. So it will be warmer. We're going a step up the ladder every day with the temperatures. And tomorrow night still isn't cooling off into the 50s. If you don't have an alley, you'll still cool off at night. And then even warmer on Wednesday, where we see temperatures rise upper 80s, close to 90 inland. But Long Island should still be mainly in the 70s, maybe close to 80 on the North Shore. And then we start turning up the heat a little more as we head toward Thursday. And that's when you'll start seeing temperatures rise well into the 80s, even on Long Island. And if we look at the wind flow here, a little more of a southwesterly flow, so that brings in a little more of a land influence, which will definitely get the temperatures up. Definitely a lot more. Skies, all right, we'll go to the skies in the RGM. Obviously, this does not show the smoke, just the clouds. We will have plenty of sunshine tomorrow. Plenty of sun, probably not that many clouds at all. Just some haze from the smoke. And then same deal for Wednesday. Not too much in the way of clouds at all. If it wasn't for the smoke, we'd have nice clear skies, but unfortunately that's not happening. And then Thursday, you'll start seeing some more high clouds kind of come in a little bit. So let's now talk about the smoke. We'll first start with the RAP smoke model. I'll go to the 21Z here. And we'll first look at the vertically integrated smoke. So this shows the smoke aloft. And you see here for tomorrow, it looks like it's got a clear area over us, and then the smoke kind of gets a little denser as we head later into tomorrow, and particularly on Wednesday. That's when you're going to see some pretty thick haze in the sky. The sun's probably going to look pretty dimmed as well. Let's go to the near surface smoke. And you see the near surface smoke does start trying to make its way in. It looks like it's having some trouble, so it stays mainly aloft, but I think as we get closer to Wednesday, we'll start seeing some smoke near the surface as well develop as well. And you can see here, you can see how it's having those fires flare up. The model actually predicts fire behavior. Those fires are going to flare up because of the wind and put out much more smoke. Let's go to the HRRR, which does have a higher resolution, though it doesn't show Canada. But we can look at this. We've got the 18Z. Do vertically integrated smoke first. And you can see here for tomorrow, it does have east maybe clearer skies, but then as you get toward the evening, that's pretty thick smoke comes in, and it'll be with us for Wednesday. So you can see that definitely does get thicker, and it's going to cause much more haze in the sky. As far as near surface smoke goes, let's take a look at that. And you can see here that it doesn't really have too much near surface smoke until we get toward, I think, Wednesday. That's when it'll start getting closer to our area. You'll start seeing it move gradually into our area. It's off to the west. Not a repeat of 2023 yet, but it will definitely be quite noticeable as it was with the sun this evening. And sunsets are going to get even probably more interesting over the next couple of days. So that's what I got for you. Have a good night, and be back sometime in the middle of the week talk about maybe the heat a little more, and maybe I'll have some videos of the sunsets. But other than that, that's going to be pretty much it until we get toward the end of the week, when we have to start dealing with the threats of thunderstorms and precipitation. So, but other than that, other than the smoke, that's the only problem we're going to have with the weather for this week. More typical June, warm, summer-like weather. It's just going to be hazy.